I don't have any information for you about the casters other than that I am not one of them, Viborg. So let's see here. Towers of Doom. A lot of competitive players. This is more of their, in their region of liked maps. This map is very often about bot lane control and about late game scaling, and I want to see how that gets reflected in this draft right here. Very often you'll see players even draft double soakers in the offlane position, allowing you to stuff as many heroes as possible into that bottom lane. I want to point out Rutzou over here on this blue team on the left side, immediately the Zeratul ban after balling out last game on Zeratul. Something to take note of. The drafting is done by orgs or players, so there will be 8 organizations, as chosen by Heroes Hearth after an interview process. Orgs are going to sign up, 8 of them will be chosen after a round of interviews, and then there will be player exhibition matches, where the orgs will invite players to come play in exhibition matches, not with their teams, but just with each other, so that organizations can get a good idea of what they look like before the CCL draft, and then those 8 orgs will each draft 6 players from the pool of free agents to come play. That would be interesting, Antaeus, because if I were on a team, you know what I mean? Like, say I were a sub, hypothetically, and you could swap me in like that for Tracer, it would be interesting. It would be, but I imagine you would have to swap in a player before the draft. There's no way you would be allowed to do a draft and then swap in a player, because otherwise, any team with me as a sub, you'd basically just have to always be worried about the Tracer. You're gonna carry a guy to Master so she can sign up? Hey man, I offered her that several months ago. Kind of. I was like, I can coach you to Master. But hello, everyone. Let's see here. So yeah, Chromie, very high priority right now. Gets banned out. She's already super good. And again, once you bring in the factor of ping with players playing from outside of North America, it complicates things even further. And now Deckard first picked by Hebi. Hebi, a notoriously strong Ana, and Stukov. Stukov, not exactly first pick material right now, opts for the Deckard. Kai hasn't been silver in a long time, Ghostbear. Skynox Malfurion. A lot of Malfurion priority so far. That's twice now that Malfurion in 2 games has been picked before the 3rd ban. And Imperius, same deal. Imperius Malfurion may be a strong combo that we'll see in the CCL, the stab from Imperius leading to the entangling roots from Malfurion. It's a lot of pressure onto one person. Hebi probably in the running for best NA healer to draft, assuming someone like June doesn't come back. Off the top of my head, you probably will end up seeing June, Valimar, and Hebi. Maybe even Crosby. I don't think Crosby is coming back for CCL, but I could be wrong about that. And those players would all have a pretty serious run for strongest NA healer. And now Li-Ming once again, ETC getting picked up this time by nintorii, and I'm curious to see if he opts for Encore at level 13 with that ultimate ability cooldown reduction. I've played against Crosby as recently as like a month or 2 ago, Zool. I don't think he came back competitively, but he definitely came back. I'm not sure who Banana H is. And so now here, Greymane banned out by the blue team, and a Tracer ban, hey, by the red team. Tracer Malfurion has been a classic combo for multiple years at this point. Certainly not a surprise, especially a hero that can follow up on that single target pressure that I mentioned before. Definitely a hero that matches up well into the heroes that the red side has shown. Certainly something to be afraid of. Rutzou has also played Tracer before. I actually have a commentary video about Rutzou's Tracer on my YouTube, if you go look at that. Is anyone going to do a mock draft for CCL? I'm actually part of Cavalier Guest Discord Nexus Schoolhouse, in which we did a mock draft for Captain's Draft. We specifically signed up, like we would each be like a person from the Captain's Draft, and draft as if we were that person, and it was a lot of fun. Pick one, Mockery, everything else. Like I said earlier, if any org first picks me, I will be flattered, and Disappointed in their lack of sense. Ozymandias, aka Liam, picking the Dehaka over there towards the end of the draft. And I gotta say, an interesting draft from the red side here. A lot of AoE pressure coming out. A lot of AoE damage. Whereas the blue side here, lots of single target blow up. I'm almost curious to see, will Whoopi invest into a more hungering arrow-focused build? Lots of individual blow up. Or will it be more of the hyper carry variant of Vala play? You're talking about Hot Pursuit, and you're talking about buffing multi-shot. Are we going to see Whoopi invest in AoE hyper carry damage? Or are we going to see Whoopi invest in a single target blow up so as to follow up better on Imperius and on Malfurion? I'm leaning more towards hyper carry playstyle. I'm not sure how the captains were decided for the captain's draft. Rutzou Zarya? Indeed, I think I heard that Rutzou was a Zarya main. Is anybody more familiar that can speak on it? Scary to play as Vala versus that team. Honestly, you've got a lot of protection for yourself as Vala here. You've got a Yrel looking to protect you. You've got a Zarya looking to protect you. You've got peel tools. You've got sustain healing. There's a lot of different ways that this could go. And on the red side, we have Hebi playing Deckard, Ozymandias, aka Vespertine, aka Liam on Dehaka, nintorii playing ETC, Centurion on Li-Ming, and Lutano, former HGC player, on Maiev. For the blue side, we have WoopieX playing Vala, Kure on Imperius, Rutzou on Zarya, from what I hear, a Zarya god, Daykwazaa on Yrel, and Skynox playing Malfurion. Two teams going to meet in mid lane here. Sorry, I'm just seeing about my different zoom tools. It's been so long since I've cast. And now let's flash those level 1 talents right here. Nice just memento. Ooh, Lutano, big engage right there. Popping the Vault of the Wardens. nintorii aggressive slide onto Kure. The damage not quite there. Tongue onto Zarya. Rutzou's gonna be okay. Daykwazaa re-engaging. Stab doesn't connect, but that doesn't matter. Ozymandias going down. First blood, barely over 30 seconds into this game. How do you pronounce that, Brett Branko? Like, what's the pronunciation there? Skynox, big pressure. Oh, the pull doesn't quite land. Skynox is gonna be okay. Lutano kicking himself for not getting that pull off. And now there's going to be some wave clear in mid, but Kure right here to pressure Lutano. Bit of a 1v1. Still sticking with it. Lutano's going to be okay. With the Dehaka, doesn't look like any dig pressure so far from Ozymandias, who's actually enforcing a lane freeze right now. That's going to be interesting to see, meaning Daykwazaa will have to gravely overstep in lane in order to get up to those minions. Kure scouting out that bush, nintorii now warding it, knowing that Kure's taking a look at it. Rutzou feeding energy off of the turrets. Does Dehaka Tongue take Zarya out of shield? Zarya's shield is not a channel, it is an instant cast ability, so it stays on. And now Maiev looking for the flank. Lutano eyeballing this blue team, scouted out by Kure. Good vision control. Liam still maintaining this freeze, but he has a giant wave built up. Maybe built it up a little bit too well. Lutano a little bit behind on the soak, and a double soak still continuing from Yrel here. Only 3 members of the red side in bot lane. Lutano once again for the flank, once again scouted up by Kure. Good main tank play. Stab onto ETC. nintorii will be fine, shaking off the damage. And Ozymandias actually with the rotation. Kure caught out in a place he doesn't want to be. Lutano taking a lot of damage, however. Stabs right back in onto nintorii, and now Daykwazaa has joined the fight. This has taken a wide area. Whoopi running down Hebi, dropping potions for himself. It's not going to be enough. Ruby's even hitting the ground right here, however. Hebi will be kill number 2 for the blue team, and none in return for the red team. Ooh, Rutzou taking big damage from Centurion there, and that telegraph damage has gotta feel bad. just near guaranteeing Zarya energy. However, it's gotta be a little bit difficult to get those shields out on time on that ping. Lutano coming in for the interrupt onto Skynox. Now perhaps a little bit caught out, finding himself in the middle of the enemy team. Ozymandias coming in for the backup. Skynox, Dehaka all in his grill. Arcane Orb does not connect onto Skynox, but does hit Kure. Oh, and he goes down. Resets coming in for Li-Ming. Unfortunately does not connect. However, Kure going down. Centurion has another shot at resets. Rutzou walking away. Whoopie still looking for a little bit of poke. Red side winning this altercation in the bottom lane. So far, at least. Rutzou is going in for interrupts here, and with those long-range plasma grenades, not a given that Centurion will be able to cap this right now, buying plenty of time for his team to come back. It is worth noting that the blue team captured both of the top altars at the moment, making this 40-32, and red team not even guaranteeing this capture of the bottom shrine, not even ahead in experience right now. And this is actually looking like a bit of a tough one. We may even see a 40-28 core health start for blue team. nintorii taking a lot of damage on the way out. Actually face melts Kure off of the stab. Very good reaction speed there. Skynox going near uncontested on this turn-in, and he will actually have to cancel. Daykwazaa stepping in hard. Sets up a stab for Li-Ming. Centurion blinking away, half health. Blue team looking healthy. Ozymandias digging back in once more. Lutano going in for the re-engage. Ozymandias taking a lot of damage. Pops his essence. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Kure actually doing big damage to him, and he's going to go down. Ozymandias' second death of the game of the 3 kills for the blue team, and that should be just about it for this bottom objective. Now blue team with some heavy siege pressure, actually looking for the invade onto the sapper camp. Big swing on map pressure if you can manage to steal these away from the enemy team. Let's go ahead and take one more look at those talents, and I do believe we see a speed barrier from Zarya here, giving lots of extra movement speed to her teammates, possibly setting up Imperius for some insane stabs later in the game, and we are seeing hyper carry Vala build rather than a more hungering arrow burst focus build. Lutano engaging onto Skynox, not quite able to pull off a pull yet again. Beautiful evasion from Skynox. Lutano taking a lot of damage in return, as is nintorii, who's walking away, desperate to stay alive. Big damage onto Whoopie. However, Centurion's just about out of mana. And yes, Antaeus, Kure definitely playing the vision game well right here. Understands his role as a tank, certainly after so many years in the competitive scene. Understands the vision control comes at a premium within competitive Heroes of the Storm. Blue team now with a large advantage onto bottom lane and heavy push pressure, especially with the Zarya and so much kill pressure. Fort giving free energy to Rutzou. Walking into this siege with sappers, level 10, full energy, stab on an nintorii. This is looking scary from the blue side. Sappers going in on bottom fort. It's just about to go down. Near full level lead for blue team. And a dominant position in the bottom lane. Ooh, stab on a nintorii, Rain of Vengeance, lots of damage, even an expulsion zone, knocking nintorii away twice, slides away, 100 health, finished off by Kure. Rutzou even getting pressure onto Centurion, sniped by Angelic Armaments, and that's a double kill for Kure. Lutano next on the list, actually going to get away just fine. Double kill for blue team, just continuing their dominance. Easy objective capture for the blue team. Kure now Daykwazaa gonna go overhead and cap the top left altar. And already some siege pressure. They know that red team not in a position to recap bottom fort just yet. Gonna go ahead and grab a tower. Sapper camp gonna respawn in 12 seconds. Blue team looking to maintain their control of the bottom lane. Rutzou gonna get some energy off the kill zone here. Keeping that energy high once more. And blue team definitely thinking about taking the Sapper camp as soon as it spawns, especially with the area control of Zarya's expulsion zone. Certainly an easy capture for them. Red team heading towards top lane, looking to get control of that side of the map, knowing that they're not quite able to retake bottom just yet, looking to make some trades. nintorii stabbed upon once again, Rain of Vengeance, expulsion zone. We've seen this story before. Dropping his guitar, dropping his case everywhere. His hat's over there, his parts of his guitars over there and there and there. He's all over the place. And a beautifully executed burst kill from the blue side. Europeans showing up in force, 40-17. Some more mid-siege from the blue team here. Actually cycling down a bit. Their own sapper camp up right now. I think they're going to go ahead and grab this before this objective. Red team not quite able to go onto this objective from the bottom lane, meaning that they will have to cycle in through mid, funneling them into a rather predictable position by the blue team, who are maybe looking at a sort of pincer engage on them. And it looks like red team actually may be deciding better against going on this objective through so much of uncharted territory. They're going to go ahead and give this one to the blue side. Rutzou once again topping off energy due to the enemy kill zone. He's been using those well, enemy forts, enemy kill zone, and just staying at 100 energy, and that's why we're seeing that maximum charge pickup from Rutzou. Getting so much value. Ooh, even with the ping, beautiful reaction time on that arcane orb, still just sitting on that max energy. Red team doing what they can to avoid sapper damage. Centurion clearing out 2 of them. Third one actually got a shot off, I think. Yep. 1 out of 3 sappers landing. It's now 40-11 in favor of the blue team. Very, very close to clearing out all of those sappers, but not quite. Lutano looking possibly for the engage onto the red team here. They've got to make a proactive play if they want to get back into this game. Blue team stepping forward here. Strong area control around the sappers, which they are pinging. Hold on a second. Spear onto Hebi. Expulsion zone keeping him out of his way. He knows there's no way he's getting back. Lornado buying him some time. That's another deletion. Big angelic armaments onto nintorii. Stab on him as well. That's going to be way too much damage. Warden's Cage coming out from Lutano. Desperate to make a play back. Twilight Dream from Skynox ensures nothing's going to happen. Drag, unfortunately, from Dehaka lands onto a minion. 2 kills for free for the blue team, who will now get a free sapper camp. And this is just insane. 40-11, possibly about to go ahead and finish off the red team right here. This will be one of the fastest competitive Towers of Doom games I've ever seen, if things keep going the way they are right now. Blue team right now getting some pressure onto the bot lane, ensuring that without any clear from the red side, those sappers will be able to walk in uncontested. Expulsion zone from Rutzou attempting to peel a flank, possibly from Maiev. However, they see that Maiev is in bot lane looking to clear out that sapper camp. Both turn-ins from the blue team going in virtually uncontested. Now 40-1 in favor of the blue team. Ozymandias sitting in the bush watching this boss. Everybody's thinking about it. Everybody knows this boss is what's on their minds. Blue team, however, picking up the sapper camps, and if that sapper camp is allowed to push bot uncontested, the game will also end. Knowing that the blue team is on the sapper camp, the red team has now opted to fastly clear this boss, trying to just get it off the map before blue team can show up, and they do so with so much disruption, area control, Tornado, everything, able to take it off the map. However, Ozymandias possibly in a dangerous position. Tongue does not land. And the red team have avoided death for at least a little while longer. Ozymandias now going towards bot lane in an attempt to clear out these sappers. Not quite interested in losing the game just yet. 40 prevented. I see you, Hebi, in the chat. Indeed. No 40-0 here tonight, baby. However, blue team continues their streak of dominance, has now taken over the red side middle fort. Big siege damage from red team, however, a little bit of a trade back and forth here. And now with 3 objectives to capture, not even level 16 yet, and so much dominant performance from the blue team, it will be an absolute struggle for red team to ensure that not even a single one of these altars gets captured. I'm going to be absolutely amazed if this is a comeback. I give them 99-1 chances they don't pull it off. A lot of split damage back and forth here. I've got to zoom out the camera a little bit. We're all over the place. Daykwazaa attempting to watch bottom here. Lutano trying to sneak it. Daykwazaa's not going to let that happen. Solo mosh onto Rutzou. Instantly interrupted by Rutzou's, by Whoopie's Reign of Vengeance. Big damage onto Ozymandias, getting run down by the blue team. Peel from Centurion. Tongue does not land. Rutzou attempting to sneak the top turn-in. Red team knows that they can't be allowed to get away with that. Lutano dropping in the middle turn-in, thanks to the pressure of Whoopie and Yrel. Ozymandias dropping very low, barely escapes nintorii dropping, and I think that was it. Indeed, 36-0, blue team, dominant victory, 11 kills to 2, wasn't even close. I think 99-1 might have been too generous on their comeback chances. That was a ridiculous position to attempt to come back from. Absolutely insane. I'm not sure where Skynox and Whoopie are from. I do know that Rutzou and Daykwazaa are European, possibly making Kure the only North American player on this blue team right here, whereas I am aware of all of these red side players, and these are all North American players. Rutzou, typically known as a Zarya main, showing out right there, not a huge surprise. After an especially dominant mechanical performance on Rutzou on Dragonshire, some mishaps here and there, getting caught out at very important times in Game 1, but Game 2, virtually nothing. It was just clean the entire way through, generating huge energy all the time, hitting fat expulsion zones. Absolutely beautiful stuff from Blue, just hitting on the gas, never letting go.